Good morning, everyone. It's Barbara here with Wellness Matters, You Matter. And the reason I have the You Matter is because we all matter so much. And we just lost somebody that matters to the world, to so many people. And today, my talk is about suicide. And we just learned, yesterday I heard it in passing as I was walking by, and it was like Twitch. And I'm like, that cannot be. And as a mother who lost a child to suicide, she was 15 years old. I know this journey. I know this pain. I know the ripple effect of trauma. I know the separation, the impact on so many people's lives. I mean, so many. And he's a celebrity. And I'm really having a hard time wrapping my head around it because his persona is so beautiful and loving and kind and fun and dancing and happy and free. And I remember when Kate Spade took her life and Anthony Bourdain, like right after her. And I did a talk then because I saw the posts that people were making. You don't understand what it's like being left behind. People made judgments. Um, didn't you help them? Didn't you know? Didn't you? All kinds of things. Unless you have walked this path, you just don't know. And last night, there's a monthly survivor of suicide meeting once a month in the Palm Beach County area. And it's in many, many cities, states in our country. And it's far too common. I never thought anything like this could ever hit my life. I mean, I didn't know anything about it, and I'm open about it because what I have found is that it has touched almost everyone's life in some way, and in some families, multiple. And as you go, and as I've gone to these meetings, I knew after a period of time too, you know what? I need to be with some other people. There's things I still need to process. I need to just walk in a room and people know what this is feeling is like, and we can speak in a deep and caring and non-judgmental way and be safe. Because once the story is out, once you tell your story to someone, people can look at you differently. They don't mean to, but sometimes it's pity. Sometimes it's your it's like that woman that lost her child. Your whole identity gets changed by this. And so going to that meeting last night, after just hearing this news, and one of the leaders there too, she was just like, really? I followed this man and it brought me so much joy. And during the pandemic, lifted so many people up. And we know the wisdom of the experience and the pain and the journey. Listening to Kate Spade and then learning more about Anthony Bourdain and Robin Williams, we see the stories behind and the struggle and what's going on. And so many people think we might all have clues. And I'm here to tell you that they hide it. Once a decision is made in their mind, we don't know. In fact, they seem happy to us oftentimes. You just don't know. And when you hear multiple stories, there are so many different ways and clues. And sometimes you can't see the clues unless you go backwards. And there could be tiny little dots that you connect. Oh, this was a little out of character, but not anything so big that you would say, oh, my husband's going to take his life. Like, they've never spoken of it, if they've never thought of it, if you've never discussed anything like that, it's not even in your consciousness that anything like this would be in your life. And I've gleaned and learned so much from different people's stories. And last night, it was a small group, but there was someone there that it's just 6 weeks that they lost their son. He had struggled for a long time. And then I think I've been the longest. It just was 20 years. But I was tearful and emotional. And that brought up a lot of things. And the holidays this year are melancholy for me. And because there's so much fallout and the things that your family do, your friends do, people you don't know do and say to you. and the trauma involved around certain things. What's if it's a spouse and they got into very big financial trouble, or they lied to you on things? You discover and you're left with that. And then you're left with having to show a happy face and be there for your children. And you could be in financial ruin. You can have just information come to you that you didn't know about, which is why they might have taken their life, of shame, because they couldn't face their own demons or decisions or things. We have to have compassion. We have to have great compassion for those left behind, because I know what that feels like for his wife. And now it's Christmas. So he did this to his children. You can't do this unless something mentally is going on with you. I saw him dancing on stage on the Ellen Show with his little children. Just the love pouring out from him. But now forever, Christmas is associated with their father's being gone, taking his life right before Christmas. So every time it leads up to that holiday, that trauma is reenacted. Can you hear the emotion in my voice? No matter how long it's been, you are forever changed. You move forward. You learn how to move on and grow. And I hated that, time heals, or time takes time. And people go, how are you getting through this? Well, I have to wake up another day. And really, life has become more precious to me. I don't want to waste my life. I know a lot of people that they can't face this. So maybe they've, withdrawn. They pulled the covers over their head. But it made me realize that I can't waste my days. And maybe you've heard me speak out on this topic and other topics that are surrounding, I believe, and the cause of my daughter's taking her life at 15 years old. And I believe divorce and high conflict divorce and parental alienation, which is a big thing, a very big thing. Our children are suffering. Children as young as 12 years old are taking their life because they are being put in this position and they don't know what to do by their parents. Be conscious. It's just bigger than you. But be aware, pay attention to little signs. And I'm personally having a feeling that there must have been something there that made a big trigger, that maybe he's living a facade. Maybe there's something that happened or he did that he couldn't. I mean, you just don't do this. It's not a simple thing. Because when I was dealing with the behaviors of my daughter and divorce situation, I thought about it. I thought, I could just go right into the ocean and just drown, and it would look natural and nothing would happen. And I couldn't do it. So I learned that it takes a lot of courage. And I know we talk about it being selfish. I don't think that they're thinking about that. Nobody knows the repercussions on everyone else. Because you're in a lot of pain. There's something going on that causes a lot of pain for you to be able to go through with something of that nature. And I don't know if I want to find out if there are reasons, but one of the biggest things, and we discussed this last night, is we might not know why. So we're left, when someone dies of cancer or a long disease, a car accident, there's closures, there's knowing. But survivors of someone in their family that has died of suicide, we are left with all these unknowns and all this feeling of, did I do enough? Did I know enough? Did I pay attention? What were my last words? Did we have a fight? All kinds of things that you are left with, these dangling participles and hanging chads almost, that are never resolved because you don't know. Unless there are big, big clues or a big story or a big letter. But even when there's a big letter, you don't have a chance to respond, because what it shows often is that the reality is skewed, the perception is skewed, or maybe it was something that could have been worked out. So I had to go online today and create this, because for me, that is healing. I feel like I have to be a voice. So some people put the covers over their head. For me, I have to speak out for a greater good. If this helps one person, if it helps one person not take their life when they realize the pain left behind, I feel Allison's pain. I know what it's going to be like and what she's going through. And you get this shock. It's a shock. So thank you so much for listening. Be compassionate, be non-judgmental, judgmental, and be kind. Be kind right now. Our world is so violent and people are checking out in many, many ways. And so I'm going to be starting up my group again called Own Your Life. It's for women because no matter what's happened to you, you can go on, you can feel joy again, and you can. Women have had to overcome an awful lot of things. I've found more and more and more. We are warriors, we are survivors, but we want to do that in a healthy way. And many times we're abandoned. We can be abandoned by spouses. So many women I meet, after long marriages, building their husband's career, being home to take care of the family, supporting maybe a spouse going through school for medicine or to be an attorney or a PhD, and then you're dumped. You've done all, you were there for the poor years, the hard years, the building years, and then where do you find yourself? And so we get to move on and be the amazing women that we are. So pay attention and reach out to me if you want to be a part of this, because no matter what has happened to you, you own your life. And I thank Brene Brown for making me realize that first I belong to me, because I gave up myself for children, for family, for others. And I have a tendency to do that. It's changing because I matter. And that's why my business is called Wellness Matters, You Matter. And I want everyone to know how much they matter, just like Twitch and Robin and Kate and Anthony and all the other people's names I do not know. This is serious, folks. It's not, I think teenagers too, someone said that last night, they think I'll just check out for a while and I'll be back. They don't realize the finality. So do your research, be kind. That's the biggest thing, and show compassion, because what these people in this family is going through right now is something you'd never want to experience. So happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And let's really work on our kindness and compassion for 2023. The world will be a better place, and it's a better place with you in it. Thank you.